Greetings, this is Goku50 here on the YouTube channel or on blip.tv. Well, it's a new year, new decade. Okay, I'm 8 months in saying that. Now, it's 2010, we're entering a new decade, and it's also time to reflect on the previous decade. Let us reflect on the previous decade. Okay, forget that. But there had to be something good in the 2000s, right? Do we have flying cars yet? No. Do we have teleportation yet? No. But there was a lot of movies in the 2000s. In fact, I believe I read an article somewhere saying that the 2000s had the most movies made in a single decade than the history. The reason why was, of course, the internet. A lot more independent filmmakers were out there. So there was a lot of movies in the 2000s. Now, as I've been going around YouTube and Blip TV and whatnot, I've been noticing a lot of top 10 lists of the top 10 best movies of the 2000s and the top 10 worst movies of the 2000s. And honestly, how many times are you going to put Battlefield Earth on there? And believe me, it deserved to be on there. Look, we already know what's crap, and we already know what's good. But what about, in my opinion, what about the overrated movies? In the 2000s, there was a lot of movies, at least for me, at least I felt, there was a lot of movies that happened in the 2000s that were really overrated. There's a lot of movies that I kept hearing, oh my gosh, Sharon, you gotta see this movie, you gotta see this movie, and then I go see it, and it's like, it's okay. It's not great, it's okay. In the 90s, I felt film critics were right on par with what the audience thought. But in the 2000s, I feel movie critics kind of went like this. The audience goes this way, critics go that way. I mean, come on. So there's a lot of times where I'd read the movie critics' reviews and whatnot, and they'd be the complete polar opposite of how I felt about a movie. Like they'd bash a movie I liked, or they'd love a movie I hated and whatnot. And I felt that happened a lot in the 2000s. So, here is my list, and for the record it's going to be a long list. This is not going to be one or even two videos. This will take a while. Here's my top 12 most overrated movies of the 2000s. Now, before I continue, let me tell you what qualifies as an overrated movie for me. What qualifies a movie to be overrated will be in 3 categories. 1, critics' choice. Critics loved it. The critic couldn't stop talking about it. But then when I go see it, or some other people I know go see it, it's okay. Or worse, it's terrible. But what were the critics thinking when they saw it? 2, money. This movie made a lot of money, but I don't think it deserved it. Really didn't deserve all that money. And 3rd, most important category for an overrated movie of all, especially for me, word of mouth. Where everybody's like nagging you to see this movie. Everybody's like, peer pressure, you gotta see this movie, you gotta see this movie. And then when I go see it, it's like, it's okay. Or I'd hear, you know, via the internet, I'd hear here and there that this movie's perfect, and then I go see it, whatever. So, those would be the 3 categories. Critics' choice, made a lot of money, word of mouth. And each film will have, you know, vice versa and whatever. So without further ado, let's get this list over with. Let's start off easy. Number 12, Castaway, starring Tom Hanks. Okay, I just don't like this movie for 3 reasons. First of all, it's boring. What is Castaway about? It's 2.5 hours of Tom Hanks stuck on an island talking to a beach volleyball with his bloody hand on it. It's just 2 hours of Tom Hanks walking around an island waiting to get rescued, walking around an island waiting to get rescued, and whatnot. I mean, I qualify this for critics. When this film first came out, Newsweek loved it, Time loved it, all these critics I read loved it. I even remember one movie critic said that, "Oh, Tom Hanks, he's done it again! Brilliant Tom Hanks, he deserves another Oscar for this." I'm not kidding you. I read a critic said that Tom Hanks deserved an Oscar for Castaway. And I was like, so should the beach volleyball get Best Supporting Actor? Or something like that? Wilson? I mean, this is good acting? Wilson! 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 Two other reasons why I hate this movie, and it has nothing to do with the film itself. It has to do with the fact that it happened in the real world. Okay, 2000. What happened in 2000? There was the presidential election and Toonami. I was a hardcore avid anime fan with my brother back then. That was back when you did not miss a single solitary episode of Toonami, especially Dragon Ball Z. I missed a very important episode of Dragon Ball Z to go see Castaway today, because my mom was like, "We're going to go see Castaway, and you're coming with us because we're going to watch it as a family." But Mom, today might be the episode Cell gets killed. No, we're going to go watch Castaway. I was like, they'll probably delay it like they always do. They'll probably just have another episode where Gohan just powers up and it'll be another to be continued. Unfortunately, that was the episode Cell died, so I had to wait 3 months to watch that rerun. And the third reason why I dislike Castaway, because I didn't like Castaway, I refused to watch what is now a favorite TV show of mine, Lost. When Lost first came out in 2004, 2005, and everybody told me about it, oh, it's about these guys who get trapped on an island. Oh, stop right there. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No, been there, done that, not going down that road. And how wrong I was. I ended up loving Lost. It was everything Castaway wasn't. Okay, number 11. Before I tell you what number 11 is, I have a confession to make. I have to just get this out of the way. There is what is considered today a crappy movie that happens to be a favorite movie of mine. I mean, it's not my top 10 favorite movie, but it's definitely in the top 20. In 1996, there's the movie Independence Day. Go ahead and kill me, but I actually like that movie. I know, and now from now on, you're going to hold out against for when I bash a good movie that I say is overrated, you're going to throw the Independence Day stuff at me. How could you like that movie? It's got terrible acting. I agree. How could you like that movie? The Brent Spiner scenes were terrible. I agree. Will Smith saying I'm going to whoop E.T.'s ass. That's stupid. I agree. You can give me all the reasons to hate Independence Day, and I'd agree with you. I still like it. It's the perfect B movie. Here's the interesting thing about Independence Day. In July 2nd, 1996, my family wanted to go see Independence Day. I went kicking and screaming. I did not want to go see Independence Day when it first came out. No, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see stupid Independence Day. Then when Independence Day was over in 1996, I was like, that was awesome! That was awesome! The White House blowing up, and everything blowing up. Except, my family hated it. I didn't want to go see Independence Day, and then after the movie, I was the only one who liked it. My whole family hated it. 10 years later, complete reverse, similar movie. Number 11 on my list is War of the Worlds. Now, I know this thing. Well, if you love Independence Day, then you should have loved War of the Worlds. Yeah, I know. Well, how could you not like War of the Worlds? It's got better acting than Independence Day. I know. And again, it's complete reverse. My family loved War of the Worlds. I hated it. My family hates Independence Day. I like Independence Day. My family loved War of the Worlds. I hate War of the Worlds. I don't know. I guess I'm just going against the wind. Now, I will say this about War of the Worlds starring Tom Cruise. It's the complete opposite of Independence Day, both positively and negatively. Yes, War of the Worlds has better acting than Independence Day, and yes, I'll even give it that slightly scarier than Independence Day. But everything that was fun about Independence Day was not in War of the Worlds. And let's face it, the second half of the War of the Worlds got pretty stale. Alright, why do I not like Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds? I'll just keep it simple. They have the worst UFOs I have ever seen in my life. The Earth is under attack by giant vacuum cleaners that fart. And they fire these really thin lasers that cremate you immediately. Okay, so if you want to take over the Earth, you want 15-mile-wide spaceships that obliterate an entire city in one shot, or you want these giant vacuum cleaners with tentacles. They look like tentacle monsters from a hentai movie going around and whatever. And the second half of the film, Tom Cruise hides in a barn. Like the whole second half of the movie is just Tom Cruise stuck in a barn with his daughter. Boring. I want to see the human race fight back against the aliens. Yes, okay. Was Jeff Goldblum's character? Yes. I believe we could create a virus. Computer virus. Yeah, well, that's stupid. Yeah, but I like the fact that they fought back. War of the Worlds, there is no fighting back. Just a regular virus kills them off. I know War of the Worlds was more faithful to the Orson Welles radio play. I don't care. Go ahead and sue me, and I know from this point on you're going to bash me for all the good movies. I'm going to bash from here on out, saying that I like Independence Day. I'm not saying Independence Day is the perfect movie. And like I said, War of the Worlds was just dull, at least to me. It wasn't fun at all.